What if I told you that your brain is constantly shaping your reality? Ever noticed how once you focus on something, you start seeing it everywhere? In this video, I'm breaking down the science behind manifestation, how your brain's filtering system actually determines what you notice, what you ignore, and ultimately what you can attract into your life. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Luca and I'm studying to qualify as a professional life coach. On this channel, I talk about self-development and how we can create a life that is more authentic, meaningful, and fulfilling. If you enjoy my content, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thank you so much. Let's get started. Manifestation is not about making a vision board and then sitting on your couch waiting for your dreams to magically come true. There is an active element of doing without which the whole process wouldn't work. And that part makes sense to most people as it depends on your proactivity. But what about the first step? The part where you create a clear, detailed vision and fully immerse yourself in it. That can feel a little mystical, especially if you're someone who sees the world through a rational lens. Nonetheless, here's where science backs it up. It's when you vividly imagine and visualize your dreams that they begin to feel tangible for your brain. The magic happens because you write them down, you say them out loud, you hear them, you see them, and you engage all your senses in the process. And this actually triggers two psychological processes that explain why manifestation works: selective attention and value tagging. Now, before you start thinking, what do you know about psychology and the brain? This is not just my opinion. This comes straight from the source by Dr. Tara Swart, neuroscientist, psychiatrist, and senior lecturer at MIT. Selective attention is the cognitive process in which your brain attends to a small number of sensory inputs, while filtering out everything it deems unnecessary distractions. Our brains are constantly bombarded with millions of bits of information every second, things we hear, see, smell, taste, and touch. If we didn't filter all these inputs, we would be completely overwhelmed. So our brain has a built-in system that helps us focus on what it deems necessary at that time, while discarding all the rest. For instance, think about having a conversation with a friend in a busy cafe. Your brain is processing everything: your visual observation, such as their facial expressions and their body language, the sound of their voice with their inflections and emphasis, the emotions you are feeling at the moment, along with any other sensory information, such as the background noise. But you are not consciously aware of all of it, because your brain gathers this information, sends it to the appropriate areas of your brain, and then discriminates between what is a priority and what can be faded out. If you want a proof of how powerful this filtering system is, there is a famous psychology experiment called the Door study by Daniel Simons and Daniel Levin. In the experiment, a researcher approaches a pedestrian asking for directions while holding a map. As the pedestrian takes the map and shows the researcher where to go, two workmen carrying a door pass between them, momentarily blocking their view. In that split second, the researcher is swapped out for someone else entirely. And remarkably, 50% of pedestrians didn't even notice they were suddenly talking to a completely different person. It's astonishing, isn't it? That's just because their brains were so focused on giving directions that they simply didn't register the change. And this kind of selective attention happens every day, every second. Now, what does this have to do with manifestation? Understanding that we are all blocking huge amounts of information to focus on other information is crucial to the power of manifestation. It proves you can only act on the opportunities you consciously notice. If your brain is not tuned into something, it might as well not exist in your reality. So this is a powerful reason to take charge of what you pay attention to and what you don't, because you can't manifest what you don't consciously notice. How many opportunities, events, and clues may have gone unseen in your past, just because your brain was not properly set to notice them? Are you confident your brain is choosing well when it comes to what you should pay attention to and what you should ignore? As always, let's say you decided to manifest your dream partner, and you've taken the time to write down the core attributes you would like them to exhibit based on your values. such as kindness, emotional intelligence, and physical touch. Then you take the time to revisit this list regularly, exploring what those core attributes mean for you and visualizing what it would feel like to be with that person. Before doing this, you might have been walking through your life on autopilot, unconsciously filtering out small opportunities like a lingering glance, a cheeky wink, or a casual invitation for coffee. Maybe because past disappointments had convinced you that love was not in the cards for you. But now, since you have primed your brain to be on the outlook for anyone related to your desired characteristics, your brain is finally paying more attention. So you may start noticing possibilities that were just background noise before. This is why developing a clear, detailed vision matters so much. The moment you intentionally direct your attention to something, your brain starts filtering the world differently. It picks up on patterns, opportunities, and details that were always there, but invisible to you until now. So, are you paying attention to what truly matters for your desired future? Because again, you can't manifest what you don't consciously notice. Now let's move on to value tagging. As part of selective attention, value tagging is the way your brain assigns importance to every piece of information it is exposed to: smells, places, people, memories, anything. It happens unconsciously and precedes every action you take in response to a stimulus, and therefore direct your response. Imagine you're walking down the street and you notice a specific car which recalls fond memories of your first car or a family member's car. That association triggers a warm, positive feeling, even if you were not actively thinking about that memory. Your brain has tagged that car as meaningful to you because your system is tapping into an old memory that has been laid down during your adolescence. Because of that, you might start noticing the driver, what they're wearing, or you might even feel like striking up a conversation. Meanwhile, someone without the same mental tag wouldn't even register the car in the first place. And this is how value tagging directs our behaviors, by influencing what we notice and how we respond to that. Also, there are two key elements to value tagging: the logical element and the emotional element. The logical element helps prioritize information based on our survival and the value for us. The emotional element, instead, is tied to our sense of belonging to a community, like friends, family, or colleagues, as well as to the purpose and meaning that build up our identity within those communities. Because of value tagging, our brain might overvalue the things we care about and avert the things we fear or feel uncertain about. For example, if you've been through a toxic relationship or a painful breakup, or simply you've been single for a very long time, then your value tagging system might become biased against looking for a romantic relationship. This is where the little voice in your head kicks in and starts saying you've been living alone too long to share your space with anyone, or that your professional and social life are already fulfilling and they keep you busy enough. Therefore, you would subconsciously filter out any potential romantic opportunities. This is why past emotional experiences shape our perception of reality. They influence what we notice and what we dismiss, even when those biases are not serving us anymore. So, how can we use this knowledge to our advantage? First, get clear on what you want. Developing a vivid vision and immersing yourself in it helps your brain focus on the opportunities that align with your goals. This raised awareness will work in your favor to automatically bring new opportunities into your life. Second, recognize your biases. Try to be mindful of how your past experiences might be distorting your perception and how they might prevent you from seeing new possibilities and thriving in your current life. When you do these two things, aligning your behavior with your vision and taking practical steps become effortless, and then you're set for a successful manifestation. Hi guys, if you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you'll love this two-part series over here where I break down the 7-step process to manifest your dream life. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.